Hey y'all, it's your boy Young Roby Hollywood, aka Mr. Robbie the Motivator, and this is a video response to the Kanye West Zane Lowe interview that aired on BBC One last week. I'm not mainly addressing what was said in the interview itself per se, but mainly the sea of public opinion that this thing generated. A lot of people seem to have very strong views as to how they feel Kanye West should live his life. And I was online after watching the interview. I was on Twitter and Wallstar and all these type of places to kind of get an idea of how people felt about the things that he said. And I'm going to share with you a few of the comments that kind of caught my attention here. F. Cornejo on Wallstar said, "I used to like Kanye, but he has too much pain/hate for everything. Which is why I don't like his new stuff anymore. I consider myself a Christian, and recently have heard that Kanye sold his soul to be where he is today." In between parentheses, saw it in a video. Really? But anyways, if the story is true, I feel sorry for him. Just my thoughts. Do everyone a favor and stop thinking, will you? Shawnee the Best on Wallstar said, "He forgot where he came from. He's so worried about himself and fashion and all the other dumb shit. Do you know how bad it is in Chicago right now? He could help them young kids. Give them hope. Show them that there is a way out. He's a sellout and he's selfish, and he forgot where he came from. He forgot about the struggle. He preaches all this unity shit, yet he doesn't give back. Fuck all that noise it's talking about." Wow. Amy Davis on Twitter said, "Kanye West is freaking crazy. He seriously lives in his own psychotic world." Okay. Allow me to do you this favor, hence why Wi-Fi is free and all broke niggas now have an opinion and a place to put it. Allow me to do you this favor by explaining to you why you cannot even begin to fathom the inner working of a mind on a man like Kanye West. Don't even try, because you can't understand him, even if you really give it your best. And this is why. There are two types of people in this world. People who have found their purpose in life, and those who haven't. Haves and have-nots. And these two classes of people walk the same world each and every single day, but have a whole complete different view of it because they look at the same exact world from two very different set of eyes. And that's what finding your purpose does to you. Allow me to elaborate. First of all, let me explain to you what your purpose is. Your purpose is that one single reason, not two, not three, that one single reason why you were chosen to be on this earth. And pay attention to my choice of words here. It's that one single reason why you were chosen to be here on this earth. What do I mean by chosen? You have about 1 in 25 million chances of winning the lottery. You have about 1 in 500,000 chances of getting hit by lightning. Do you know the one lottery in our whole entire universe that's the hardest to win? You have 1 in 1.2 billion chances right now Let me repeat. 1 in 1.2 billion chances right now that you could be sitting across from your computer or your cell phone watching this video as you. I'll elaborate. When your mom and dad were knocking boots on the fateful night you were conceived, and daddy let out that load, there was 1.2 billion different cells in that load of semen. 1.2 billion. And if one of them, any other than yours had hit, you would have been a whole complete different person. But out of that 1.2 billion different people, you made it. Do you think it's a coincidence? Nope. You were chosen out of the 1.2 billion people because out of the 1.2 billion people, you were the best plausible image of God. The best reflection of His greatness. Out of that 1.2 billion people, you were picked because you were the best. Because you had one thing, as does everybody else around you. You have that one thing that if you find it and you perfect it, you could absolutely and utterly change the face of the world as we know it. That's your purpose. That's the reason why you were chosen. That one thing. And you have it, and I have it, and your neighbor has it, and the guy walking across the street has it, and everybody has that one thing that we're chosen for. And each and every single one of us, before we left, God tapped us on the back. It was like, hey, don't forget this. This is your free will. This is your ability to make choices that will lead you towards the discovery of your purpose. And that is why you hear a lot of people say that life is a journey. Life is a journey of discovery towards finding out who you are really meant to be, who you were really put here to be. Kanye West is a man who found his purpose. He knows why he was put here. He was put here to take his ideas for creation and art and beauty and turn them into things that will enhance the human race and grows us all together and make us better people. Because each and every single one of our purposes has one purpose, which is advancing us and making our world a better place. Everyone has that one special thing about them that nobody else has that they bring to the table as a piece of that puzzle. Kanye West discovered his. You didn't. That's what makes the difference in his life. Because let me explain to you exactly what happens the moment you find your purpose. My grandfather always used to say this. He used to say that the greatest time in a man's life, there are two great times in a man's life, is when you're born and when the day you find out why you were born. Those are the greatest times in a man's life. The day you're born and the day you discover why you were born. Kanye West is a man who knows why he was born. He knows why he was put here. But see, once you find your purpose, there's two things that happen. Once you find your purpose, and you know, without a shred of a doubt, you know why you were put here, you immediately become conscious of the God that lives inside of you. Immediately now, you are very conscious of who He is and why He's there and what He's supposed to help you do. So when the man goes in the studio and says, I am a God, He's not saying that because he's trying to be some pompous asshole who's feeling himself. No, it's because he is in touch with the God that lives inside of him. That strength that will carry him through anything. That power to create and evolve the world and make it a better place. He is conscious of it. He knows it lives inside of him. Just how it lives inside of you. The difference is you don't know and you're not conscious of it. Therefore, you chastise him because the power and the confidence and the greatness it brings out of him threatens you. Because you are unable to find the God that lives inside of you. And he has. He knows why he's here. He knows. But this is the problem. Is what a lot of people don't know is that purpose is a double-edged sword. Because there is a second series of things that happens when you find your purpose. The moment you find your purpose, besides being conscious of the God inside of you and that ultimate power that can have you do absolutely anything to levels that you've never dreamed of, there's also the problem with the fact that as soon as you find your purpose, you become extremely conscious of your own mortality. And suddenly now, a 24-hour day is no longer enough. Because now you are very aware of the amount of work that you have to do. And you have no choice but get it done before the day you die. Because you want to know the real truth about life and our own existence here. The real truth is your soul will never find rest until you have accomplished your purpose. You will die and come back again and try again. And if you fail to find it, you will die again and come back and die and come back and die and come back until you have figured out why you were put here. For thousands of years, organized religion has fed us this silly idea of a heaven above and a hell below. Well, newsflash. This is the hell below. The constant struggle, the constant suffering, the loving and the losing, the building and destroying, the constant worrying. Imagine dying and having to come back and go all over it again, but without the knowledge that you actually had. It's only through the accomplishment of your purpose that you pay true and genuine regards to God. Nothing else. You can get on your knees. You can wear as many crosses as you want. You can scream on the top of your lungs how much you love God. If you don't find your purpose and if you don't accomplish it and carry on the message of greatness, of the greatness that lies inside of you and everybody else that walks the face of this earth, until that moment happens, you will die and come back again. That's it. Now, a man like Kanye West, who's conscious about that fact, who has put in a ridiculous amount of time and effort and sacrifice into creating the man that he is today, is looking at his life and he knows that he has accomplished so much. But he knows he also has so much more that he has to accomplish until his purpose is fully put together. So to him, when he looks at you and he says, I have all these great ideas. My purpose is not limited to putting my name on a t-shirt. I want to build buildings. I want to create more than is expected of me. And he knows that's his mission. And he has to accomplish it in order for his soul to find rest. But then these corporations are turning around and looking him in the eye and saying, just stick to what you know. Stick to music. Stick to what you've been doing. And the man goes out and tries things and tries things and tries things and nothing happens. And people look at him, they're like, oh, you're rich already. What do you want? It's not about the money. It's about the salvation of the soul. If he does not accomplish his purpose, he has to come back and go through this again. Over and over and over. And who knows if he'll have the same chances that he had in this life in the next one. So understand why, to him, sometimes it does drive him to madness, and it does maybe somehow get him to step out of character and be someone that he's not, because every second counts. Every second counts. But he's being told, no, take those ideas and stuff them back in your head. Leave them there. And they're building and they're building and they're driving him crazy, but he can't do anything about it. Let me put in an analogy that I think will help you understand this. Imagine waking up one morning and finding out that you're constipated. You try to go to the washroom, but it doesn't happen, right? First couple of days, you think, what, I'm going to try some Pepto-Bismol. This is going to go away, right? But the Pepto doesn't work. Suddenly days turn to weeks, right? Start getting a little panicked, right? Now you start trying alternative medicine, Chinese medicine, natural remedies, but nothing works. You still can't go. And those feces are building up in your gut day by day by day by day. And all you want is go to the washroom, but you can't. You gotta carry that around with you every day, and you still gotta go on with your life, and people still expect you to behave normally. But they don't know what's building up inside of you every day that you can't let out. Months turn to years. Suddenly it's been a year since you went to the washroom, and you are not the same person you were before. Because whatever is happening in here is causing you to act out here, but people don't get it. And they still expect you to behave normally. One day you walk into work, your boss says something and you snap and you lose your mind. You end up getting fired and losing your job. Then you go home to find out that some guy named Marcus in Arkansas, who's never met you a day in his life, went on Twitter and was like, what's that guy's problem? It's just constipation. He doesn't know how lucky he is to have a job. Why does he have to snap on his boss? That guy is crazy. And you're sitting there and you're wondering, like, if you only knew what I was going through every day. But you're right, they don't know. They think it's a simple case. They don't know you've been constipated for a year and it's driving you to madness, and whatever it is that's happening is just a result of what you're going through. But people cannot understand, but yet they have an opinion on how you should live your life and how you should do things, because that's how they feel. Thank you very much for listening. I highly appreciate it. I hope this helped you out. Have a good one.